fellow residents of Rogers, thank you for joining me for the 2026 State of the City presentation. I was born here and have spent most of my life in this community. I've watched Rogers grow and change over the years, and I'm proud of what this city has become. But what always stood out to me is the pride people have in Rogers and the way neighbors show up for one another. That's what makes this a special place. This past year, our city has continued to grow, and with that growth comes the responsibility to keep delivering on services, on amenities, and on the everyday things that make life better for the people who call Rogers home. Tonight, I want to share with you what Rogers has delivered this past year and where we're headed next. Let's start with community life, because a big part of what makes Rogers a great place to live is what families can do here week after week. In 2025, our parks continue to be a hub for community life. The second annual Family Fun Day at Mount Hebron Park drew more than 2,000 people. Our athletic fields also saw strong demand beyond league play, with more than 2,500 hours of non-league use. And across our sports programs, almost 5,000 youth participated in city athletics. We're also continuing to invest in the natural beauty of our city. In 2025, Rogers celebrated our 40th year as a Tree City USA community, and we received the Arbor Day Foundation's Growth Award for our tree canopy recovery efforts. This recognition reflects real work happening across Rogers to restore, protect, and strengthen our community's tree canopy. And Rogers continues to be a place where people come for great experiences. Our arts and culture programming earned the Arkansas Recreation and Parks Association's 2025 Tourism Programming Excellence Award. From June 2024 through July 2025, more than 75,000 people attended concerts, movie screenings, and events. And we're excited to get Victory Theater back online for more shows in late spring. And our Rogers Aquatic Center continues to draw families from across the region with more than 83,000 visits in 25. This all tells you something. Rogers is active, connected, and full of life. And we're continuing to invest in places that bring our community together. Another way we see delivery in Rogers is through the everyday services that support our residents, things that help families support our community and improve quality of life. At our animal shelter, the work being done is truly meaningful. In 2025, 349 animals were brought into the shelter. Of those, 148 were reunited with their families. 71 were transferred to rescue partners for adoption. And today, we're in a strong position with capacity available when it's needed. Our Rogers Public Library also continues serving the community in a big way. In 2025, the library hosted 609 programs, both in-house and off-site, with more than 10,000 participants. Even with limited access, the library still welcomed nearly 66,000 in-house visitors. And we're looking forward to celebrating with the community when the Rogers Public Library is fully reopened in the spring of 26. The Rogers Historical Museum celebrated a major milestone this year, 50 years of preserving and sharing the story of our community. It's also one of only 2 museums in Northwest Arkansas accredited through the American Alliance of Museums, which is a high standard of excellence. In 2026, the museum will help lead the citywide celebration of America's 250th anniversary. We're also proud of the impact of the Adult Wellness Center. This year marks its 20th anniversary with more than 10,500 active members. In 2025, 100 volunteers contributed over 10,000 hours of service, helping support health, connection, and quality of life for so many residents. And finally, our Rogers Recycling Center continues to deliver real results. In 2025, the center processed more than 5.5 million pounds of recyclable materials, more than a 10% increase from the previous year. The Recycling Center also co-hosted an electronics collection event for Earth Day and collected nearly 15,000 pounds of electronics. Public safety is another area where delivery matters. People deserve to feel safe in their neighborhoods, in our parks, where they live and spend time in our city. In 2025, the Rogers Police Department increased sworn personnel by 15, growing from 125 to 140 officers, and we're now fully staffed. That staffing has allowed the department to strengthen key areas, including reinstating a crime suppression unit and expanding the cyber crimes unit. One of the biggest steps forward this year is the launch of the Rogers Police Department's Real-Time Information Center, which gives officers a better real-time information during emergencies. It integrates tools like live stream body cams, dash cams, drones, and license plate reader technology, helping improve situational awareness, officer safety, and accountability. At the Rogers Fire Department, we established the department's first squad company, which quickly became one of the busiest in the city. We also added a replacement ambulance, improved rescue tools and communication systems so our teams are better equipped for extraordinary rescues when seconds matter. And one of the most important public safety projects underway right now is the construction of a new Fire Station 4. Along with a renovated Olive Street Park, these two facilities share the same city-owned property, and we're rebuilding them together in a way that makes sense, keeping emergency services in place while also delivering a stronger station and better neighborhood park. Fire Station 4 is our busiest station, responding to more than 4,000 calls for service each year. This new station will have expanded capacity for multiple fire and ambulance companies, modern design improvements that reduce response times, and additional space to serve a growing city well into the future. When the Olive Street Park reopens, it will be larger and more dynamic, featuring safe play spaces for different ages, more recreation options with the addition of pickleball, shaded gathering areas, and improved access to the Turtle Creek Trail. Both the new Fire Station 4 and the new Olive Street Park are expected to open in 2027. Rogers is growing, and we're seeing that in new housing, new business, and major private investment. It's the result of thoughtful planning, strong demand, and a city that's working hard to keep up with the pace of change. In 2025, Rogers issued about 5,000 building permits, representing more than $560 million in construction valuation. New housing and businesses and new investment happening across our community. In 2025 also marked the first full year under our Unified Development Code. The UDC has been a game changer, helping the city plan for growth more intentionally, while also removing red tape and making the development process more consistent and predictable. At the same time, we delivered key city projects that improved safety and connectivity. This year, we completed major improvements like Uptown connectivity, Oak Street improvements, and the 8th Street Tunnel. In 2026, we will begin a canopy restoration project that will plant over 500 trees across the community in the rights-of-way. We also brought in more than $6.4 million in grant funding to support planning and safety enhancements, stream restoration, and transportation improvements, helping us stretch tax dollars further. And alongside city projects, private investment in Rogers remains strong. Major mixed-use developments are underway, including projects like the Summit development, anchored by Benton County's first Whole Foods market, and the Plaza at Pinnacle Hills, home to the world's largest Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. This momentum is also reflected in our local economy. In 2025, Rogers achieved the highest sales tax collections in our city history, with more than $31.5 million. The bottom line is this: Rogers is growing because people want to be here. And our job as a city is to manage that growth responsibly, protecting quality of life today while planning smart for what comes next. Next, I want to talk to you about where we're headed, how we're preparing for the future, and how we're making sure Rogers remains a city that's not just growing, but growing in the right way. As Rogers grows, our responsibility is to make sure the city keeps working today and in the years ahead. For example, we're building a long-term road maintenance plan by studying and rating the condition of roads across our entire city. Because staying ahead of growth isn't just about building new roads, it's also about taking care of the ones we already have. Some infrastructure people don't always see, but everyone depends on. Rogers Water Utilities continues to lead in efficiency and reliability. And one major project underway is the Western Water Transmission Main, a 36-inch water line stretching about 3.8 miles from the Beaver Water District pump station in Springdale to West Rogers. This project increases capacity and improves redundancy, helping ensure reliable water service as our city grows. And we're strengthening the assets that connect Rogers to the region and beyond. Barring major economic headwinds, we expect to double the capacity of the Rogers Executive Airport in the next 5 to 10 years, expanding its economic impact for the city of Rogers and the Northwest Arkansas region. Rogers is also taking an environmentally friendly step as our solar farm becomes online in 2026. This project helps reduce long-term operating costs for the city and moves Rogers towards a greener and more resilient future. Another major part of planning ahead is housing. Community development staff has been collaborating with community risk reduction and consultants to launch the Rogers Pattern Zone program. This program would make more than 20 residential building plans available to the public, free to use, helping reduce design costs and shorten the time it takes to permit a home. As our city grows, we're also planning how people move through Rogers, whether they drive, bike, or walk. That's why we're developing a citywide bike and pedestrian plan, and also creating a parking plan for downtown and uptown. Those efforts are about safety, accessibility, and making sure our most active areas remain easy to enjoy. All of this work is about staying ahead of the growth. And as we look ahead, one of the most important conversations we'll have as a community is how we continue investing in the essentials that keep Rogers strong. This is my hometown. I take seriously the responsibility to plan wisely and invest in the things that matter most. In November 2026, voters can expect to consider a bond proposal. The project list is still being developed, but the focus areas are clear: public safety, parks, and transportation. These investments aren't just projects on a list. They're the building blocks of everyday life here. Public safety means when someone calls for help, help arrives quickly and professionally. Parks and recreation spaces give families places to spend time together, stay active, and make memories right here in Rogers. And transportation, especially taking care of the streets we already have, helps keep the city moving so people can get to work, go to school, and get home safely. At the end of the day, these are the things that protect our quality of life as Rogers continues to grow. As I look back on this past year, I'm proud of what Rogers has delivered. And I'm even more confident about where we're headed next. We've continued investing in the things that make everyday life better. Parks and trails that bring people together, services that support families, and public safety teams that show up when it matters most. We've seen strong economic momentum, new investment, and a community that continues to grow because people want to be here. And as we plan for the future, whether it's maintaining our roads, expanding capacity, preparing for growth, or shaping what comes next through a bond proposal, our goal stays the same: to protect the quality of life that makes Rogers special. I'm grateful to serve a city filled with people who care deeply about their community, and take pride in where they live. On behalf of the Rogers City Council, the city staff, thank you for being a part of Rogers. Thank you for your trust. And thank you for helping us continue building a city that doesn't just grow, but grows in the right way.